So going into the 30s and 40s, if you were travelling, down the country, you waited on the quays, no shelter. Just waiting for a bus, hopefully, to come along. We needed to design something, and the concept of Busáras was born at that stage.
To make a great building, it needs an excellent client with a clear brief, with an appropriate budget.
So they chose a site, and then they needed to select an architect, so they selected Michael Scott and his firm to work on it.
He had an absolute passion about modern architecture. He was, like missionary zeal.
People had a very clear idea of what they wanted to do. They created something that would be both iconic and would represent a future vision of what the country was going to be like. And Busáras is one of those buildings that sits right in the middle of all that thinking. It was conceived in that modernist way.
It's very clean, it's very slim, it's very elegant, it's beautiful, but actually as you drill into the building, that's where you see the real joy. This was a building mixed with art. All of the handrails, all of the columns, they're all bejeweled. There's mosaics, there's colour, there's movement. There's a real joy, there's a poetry. I would describe this building almost like music.
What's special about Busáras is really that it's an absolutely magnificent building that is modern, it's democratic, it's made for everyone. It just seems to capture a moment in history where kind of everyday life was being exalted and dignified.
There's a good atmosphere here. The amount of people that come through the station, and every day something different happens.
Me, myself personally, I love the building. I love the architect. I love the wave up in the building there, the glass. It's so many memories in here. We have some great characters coming through the bus station for many years.
When you come in, you're just blown away by the building still standing. It's shiny, it's bright, it's full of activity, and that's every day. The only day we don't operate is Christmas Day. So, every day there's something happening in the building.
And it's here 70 years later, and it's still catering today for over 1 million people, 1 million passenger journeys. So it's as relevant today as it was back then.
This is a classical building. In my mind, it gets better with age.
How many buildings in Dublin that are 70 years old are still working in exactly the same way without any amendments? Very, very few.
We're looking forward to making sure that Busáras is part of our future for the next 70 years.